on Alabama's 13 News.
I'm Kalisha Whitman. Parents said that this was a positive meeting. It was mainly a time for them to gain a full understanding of everything that's going on with the district, and they also got to ask the people who are making decisions about the district some one-on-one questions. And so the cuts and consolidation, that all stems from the 1-month fund operating balance. Richardson said ideally the balance should be at about $20 million. That way it will meet the minimum requirement, and also there will be some extra for Dr. Craig Witherspoon, the superintendent, to use there around the schools. Part 2 of the plan, Richardson said, will be ready by late January, and then hopefully the board will be able to vote on that by mid-February. And he was talking about with a purpose. This is also an event that benefits a lot of things. Lupe Fiasco had a very touching moment. He actually brought a little boy on stage who is battling cancer to actually perform with him. So that was a very exciting moment there. But right now, we're all waiting for Snoop Dogg to come out. And I'm telling you, once he comes out, this Alabama's 13 platform will be rocking, because I will be dancing on it myself. Mike, I have a tiny riddle for you tonight. What gets stuffy, consistently flows, and can give you a headache?
Kinda sounds like a head cold. Close?
I knew you were going to say that. It's not a head cold. It's Highway 280. Not a lot of traffic right now, but at certain points during the day, it can give you a headache. Some drivers can't avoid it, so they want the Department of Transportation to do something about it. AlDOT's Brian Davis says the ultimate solution would be an elevated toll road, which would cost between $1.3 and $1.6 billion. He says that's a fix that he thinks is too costly for the state, and one that he doesn't believe drivers can stomach. All of the comments will be taken into account with those 26 suggestions to see if those suggestions are feasible. And Davis says if the plan is accepted, or portions of the plan is accepted, that we can expect to see some work happening here in April, May of 2013. But for right now, keep those MP3s and iPods handy. Oh, y'all ready for me? Y'all ready? How are you? We're having so much fun out here at National Night Out. We're mixing, we're mingling, we're dancing. There's free food, lots of festivities, as you can see. But the reason why we're here is for law enforcement, to meet the first responders and some federal agencies so that we can get to know them better. We're out here until 8 o'clock at Target. You can come out and meet the people, and you can come out and get in on the wobble with us. I'm going to go back to the wobble. I'll see you guys later. For now, we're live here in Alabaster. Kalisha Whitman, Alabama's 13 News.
Thanks, Kalisha. I never got to do the wobble on a live shot.
And let your hatred cease.
Now, Ani, Linda, they had everybody rocking. They had everybody rocking. And I heard you guys at 5 o'clock. You said that you wanted to hear a little bit of singing. So, what do you give them a good rate? You know, you think they have talent?
Yes, 2 thumbs up. They definitely have talent.
Yeah, I like it.
I want to see them on the show, producers.
Yeah, tell them they're in.
On the show? So at 10 o'clock, I'll let you guys hear from more people who say they have what it takes to make it to the next stage. We're live here in Birmingham. We're live here in Bessemer. We're live in Hamilton. Live here in Clay. Kalisha Whitman, Alabama's 13 News. Jerry Tracy, it's so hot. I have to say both of your names tonight. I rolled my sleeves like you. You know, Jerry, I met a man today that said it's so hot he saw a bird flying with an umbrella on its head. Okay, so
I'm not buying that, but that's all right.
But seriously, you know, it is hot. And in Alabaster, they've set up some cooling stations. That's just one of the area cities that's doing that. But for some people, no matter how hot it is, they're still fine. The heat is nothing to play with or play in. Hence the lonely swing set or the playground that's shaded, yet there isn't a child in sight. Why try to beat the heat when you can avoid it altogether? But a little heat won't stop Cole Panazic's feet.
My parents think I'm probably a little bit crazy running out here in this heat.
He won't even let what his parents think stop him from making it to the finish line, let alone the hot temperature.
I enjoy it. It's good exercise. I'm the only one out here most of the time. It's a good way to clear my head.
And luckily for Cole and this dog, there are cooling stations set up here at Veterans Park in Alabaster. A fan and some sprinklers. Because Alabaster Mayor David Fring says sometimes the heat is more than people can bear.
It's kind of like stepping in a convection oven right now. You know, the later it gets in the day, and particularly if you're walking near an asphalt parking lot, one of the shopping centers, something like that, that just makes it even hotter.
And the hotter it is, the more Cole sweats. I can't tell you how he stands the heat, but I can tell you why he does it. Cole said when he was in high school, he weighed 350 pounds. So he started running in the park, and now he weighs 200.
I love running. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's changed my life.
So no matter if the temps reach the triple digits, Cole's iPod will be in hand, and the wind will be at his back. And it was hot out there today. Also, Jerry, there were water at some of those cooling stations just in case people needed a little, extra hydration out there. And the Senior Citizen Center in Alabaster, help me out, Jerry, now when I start fumbling now, help me out. It will be open on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 6. And people can also register with the city if they know of someone who may be at risk for the heat. Then a city official will just drive over and check on them.
Lots of good ideas.
I'm surrounded by all of these petunias, and believe it or not, the person who had a house on this lot, Sherry Raper, says no one planted these, they just bloomed. She says that's a sign of the new life here in Hackleburg. Fresh dirt, a new house, but remnants of the past still remain.
All the memories. This is where our home was. This would have been our bedroom.
April 27th, 2011 is a day Sherry Raper will always remember.
And this is the storm shelter that my family was in.
She wasn't home, but 12 of her family and friends, along with 3 dogs, crammed in. Sherry says her family still talks about how they didn't think they would make it out alive, but they did. And while her family was in the storm shelter praying for the best, hoping not to see the worst, Sherry was at work about to go home.
I tried to prepare myself on the way here, but there was no way to prepare yourself.
She says the only way she knew her house was hers was by the mangled vehicles in the yard. And 1 year later, she says she sees a daily sign that life is still here.
All these flowers have came up out of nowhere and to bring some beauty back to what was all devastation.
Varying shades of purple, blowing in the wind, a symbol to her of a fresh start and a city that will continue to recover.
It's coming back, and it's looking so much better with like these flowers. Everything's beginning to have life again.
And every day, she acknowledges it.
We never forget a minute what's happened and how thankful we are for our lives.
Lives that she hopes will continue to bloom and recover in the midst of the remnants, just like these flowers. Sherry says she can see where her old home was from her new kitchen window. She says it's a reminder of the tragedy, but it also reminds her of the blessings she has. In Hackleburg, Kalisha Whitman, Alabama's 13 News. His name is Jose Perez. He's 16. His mother had to give him permission to speak to me. Jose told me he may be young, but he said he's old enough to stand up for what he believes and wants. And he said right now his want is to make sure he can live the American dream. He shares those feelings with the other people who came out to protest.
Marching here, no papers, no fear. Immigrants are marching here, no papers, no fear.
In the crowd, there was 16-year-old Jose Perez.
Unafraid, undocumented, unafraid, undocumented.
I'm an undocumented youth, and I'm unafraid, and I'm unapologetic for why I'm standing up. And I'm going to keep on fighting no matter what the obstacles are in my way.
He says one potential obstacle could be presidential candidate Mitt Romney.
He has repeated frequent times that he would approve legislation like SB 1070 and HB 56 that cause immigrant families like mine to be separated. It causes a lot of economic loss to the state and simply for it just being wrong.
The others who are here share that same belief.
Do we pay taxes? Yes, we do! Do we pay taxes? Yes!
And those taxpayers spoke up.
To make a stance to let Mitt Romney know if he's going to be my next president, that he needs to support the youth of this country. We are here. We're not going anywhere. We want to be part of the American dream. That's all we're asking for.
I'm an ally of the immigrant community. I want to see justice. I think that it's appalling that these children who are Americans are not allowed full participation in citizenship. I also want our broken immigration system fixed.
That's Jose's hope too, because he says America is what he knows.
I've grown up here. I'm 16. I've grown here for 13 years of my life. This is my home.
A place he doesn't want to leave. Jose, along with the other protesters, they were asked to leave by police because they were found to be in violation for protesting without a permit, and they did leave after being asked. At points, even for me, it was hard to hold back some of those tears. And they also said that today was about focusing, on the recovery. Mayor Walt Maddox said that the city will rebound. Also, the probate judge here in Tuscaloosa County spoke, and he said that he believes that the darkest hour will be the city's finest hour. But for some of the families, Mike, it's still a day-by-day process. So tonight, rather than speaking in my stories like I normally do, I just decided to kind of let the day speak for itself. Here it is.
Today we mark a somber event in our state's history. Just seeing this date of April the 27th on the calendar stirs up strong emotions for Alabamians.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
1 year anniversary of the F4 tornado which tore through our city, leaving behind massive destruction and claiming the lives of 53 of our fellow citizens.
Lake United Methodist Church will toll bells 53 times, one in memory of each person in Tuscaloosa who was lost due to the storm.
Was blind, but now I see.
Still taking it one day at a time.
You know, Mike, Governor Bentley said that we also have to make sure that we remember the survivors. That's a very important aspect, too. And the theme for the memorial service today was out of the chaos comes hope. And, of course, the hope here in Tuscaloosa is that the city will continue to move forward. It was another day of touring tornado damage for Alabama Governor Robert Bentley. A man is in jail suspected of shooting a woman inside an assisted living facility. It happened in Pratt City at the Magnolia Terrace Apartments. A Mobile artist is turning debris from something tragic into relief for storm victims. Carrie Arnesberg has been collecting wood from damaged homes, businesses, and churches and making crosses to sell for profit. That profit will all go back to folks who lost their homes and belongings in the Christmas Day tornado. Democratic and Republican leaders are working through the weekend in an effort to keep the country from going over the fiscal cliff. If they don't reach a compromise soon, a combination of sweeping spending cuts and widespread tax increases will take effect in days. Jessica Yellen has this morning's top story. The Christmas Day tornado that hit Mobile left many victims in its wake, but one woman has a creative way so that you can show your support to those hit hard by the storm. Blake Brown from our sister station in Mobile has her story. A state legislator wants to protect your right to bear arms. That right is already in the U.S. Constitution as the Second Amendment. In the wake of the Connecticut school massacre, the state of Alabama is taking precautions to prevent it from happening here. Here are the key facts for you this morning.
Talk more about that 7-day forecast in about 10 minutes. Kalisha.
All right, thank you, Harmony. The year 2012 is winding to a close, and it's been 12 months filled with stories of joy, sadness, grief, elation, and astonishment. We've said hello to some new faces and goodbye to some familiar ones. Let's take a look back at some of the top stories from 2012. Thanks for joining us this early morning. Alabama's 13 News continues right after this break.